league time. You got to play. And we talked before the game about Xavier and Butler, 6th and 9th in the country. They both lose their opening league game. Nobody would have thought that. And then they had to play each other, so one of them is going to be 0-2. You don't look at anything other than everybody's 0-0. We're at home, and we have to win. And the time for, tinkering and things like that are over. I thought we really played a good game today. Anytime you win a league game is good. To win decisively is good. And to play the way we played at both ends of the floor is good. We didn't play perfect, especially early, but we played hard, and I thought we played fairly smart. And our big guns did some great things. So really pleased with the win. That's a team that plays great defense. We were able to get 86 points on them. Had a great point per possession ratio. Plus we guarded them, and defensively we worked our game plan pretty good. They started to get in the second half there. They started to get comfortable with our game plan, and we were able to adjust. And I thought our kids did a great job out of timeouts and adjusting. So I'm very pleased with the win.
Open up questions for the players, Kay Felder and Jalen Hayes.
Okay, is there any added weight being this the first league game that just getting it out of the way, getting the last on the books?
Yes, it is. It's always good to start the conference off with a win, especially we at home also, so that was great for our fans and us as a team to get rolling in this conference.
How much fun was that alley-oop you had? The place kind of went a little nuts there when it happened.
Well, me and Nick do it all the time, so I kind of knew it was coming. So, hope to see more of that maybe.
Going off that, Jalen, you had a big jump before, and then you followed up with that. Does that change the game at all when something like that happens back to back?
Always, especially the energy, the crowd getting into it, and we started. It's basically like we're having fun out there, and everything is rolling. Then our defense, all of a sudden, our defense picks up, our offense started picking up, and we started doing things that we know we can do, and like we dominated the game today.
Jalen, you were kind of battling an injury at the beginning of the season, but you look more comfortable out there. You're having fun.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't really call it an injury, just just a little nick, yeah. But when I'm out there, man, I'm giving it 100%. So that's my role on the team. That's what I'm going to do.
And go ahead.
It seemed like energy was a real big key for you guys. What was the key you thought? Getting to the line 8 times tonight, season high. What was working for you?
Actually, 10.
What time, yeah.
Just being aggressive. Coach always, preaches to me when I get the ball in the post. If they're not doubling down, just be aggressive and get to the rim. So that's what I was focusing on.
Jalen, with the balance that you guys have offensively, some nights it's one guy's turn, maybe it's Percy's turn, another night like tonight it was your turn. Do you guys kind of feel that way too? That it'll go back and forth as the season goes along. There'll be ebb and flows where each of you get your turn.
Yeah, definitely. This team is a family, man, and we don't really care. You know what I mean? Who's got the big night going for whatever night? Whoever got it going is who we're gonna feed. You know what I mean? So whether it's Percy, me, Kay, Nick, anybody, if they got it going, then we're gonna feed them.
Okay, I think you shot less free throws than you usually do. What's going through your mind there? You adjust, taking more shots. Did you see more space out there? What's the balance between driving, pulling up, trying to draw that contact?
Just taking what the defense gives me, seeing what I can get. Definitely, that was probably a season low for me on free throws. I just have to be better next game and get those free points. We got way more games to come, and I have to get to the line more.
Any more questions for the players?
Guys, real quick, Sharon, when he gets the ball and he rebounds, that really sparks your fast break when you're trying to push that. I mean, you get rebounds down there, but for him to be thirsty for those rebounds and get those, what does that mean for you guys playing that up-tempo style that Coach likes?
Oh, that's perfect. Another guy dribbling the ball up. I can hit the wing and maybe create and transition a little bit more than I did before. He just gives us an extra ball handler that we need, and that's perfect.
Any more questions for the players?
Yeah, I guess I had one. I just talked with Walker, and obviously he had a rough day today. and for anyone who wants to answer this, he said he's trying to learn his role here between between shooting and making the right play. How can you guys help him from this point forward and trying to, so he can understand his role here?
Well, since I played with him in high school, he always been a scorer, thirsty for shots, and now it's like he's trying to become a passer. And we tell him every day, you're a scorer. Cappy always tell him, that's why we brought you here. So today it kind of hurt me to not see him score. And, that's why I got up in him. But he knows his role. He just got to, knock some rust off, I guess. But he has to shoot the ball, and he'll get it.
But you need, I'll just go ahead.
I also think it's very difficult. We got a really good team. And when you come in the middle of it, I think it's a difficult situation for him, and he's trying to fit in, and he knows, and what he's got to understand is his first game was Washington, and he had 18 in that game. He scored 8 points. We had a 20-point lead, and he went out, and they made a run at it, cut it to 10, and he scored 8 straight points. That's what we need from him. And we just got to keep pushing him. I think he's in a really difficult situation to come into a situation like he has. On one side, you look at it and say, man, I wish my coach would have told me to shoot every time I touch it, But on the other side, he's still, he's not the maturest basketball player I've ever coached. And there's a growth process involved, and there's also, our system's not easy. We've simplified it when he's on the floor, but our system's not easy. That's why we score so much, because the system is pretty good. So he'll learn, and he's going to get better, and he's going to go through days like this, and that's what we're about. We talk about being a family, and, I know my dad yelled at me a lot, but I know he loved me, So that's what the family's about, and we're going to make him a great player, and he's going to help us win.
Any more questions for the players? All right, guys. Thanks for the time.
Anything?
Yeah, same that I asked to Kate. Do you feel there's any added weight in the first game of the conversation, just kind of getting off to a start?
I think there are more upsets game one of a conference than any other time of the year. I just think, people play such varied non-conference schedules. They have these beliefs that they're this or that, or that this team's this. And you get in, and the pressure of it being conference, the pressure of it, and knowing that faltering at home, you can't do that, is why I think you see so many upsets. I'm really pleased with the win. I'd have taken a 1-point win, because a month from now, nobody's going to remember this game. The next time we look at the film was when we're getting ready to go to Cleveland. We're going to put this film aside and get ready for Youngstown now. So during the non-conference, you look at your film all the time. Now you prepare for the next one. And you learn from your mistakes in that non-conference, and now in this time of the year, you just survive, man. You just got to win the game and move on. And, I'm really, really pleased. We never were threatened in the game. We got out 9-2. I don't know if they ever got the lead. No, they did. Cleveland led.
First.
2-0.
Yeah, just 2-0.
Oh, okay. So once we got out 9-2, I think they got it to 4 or 5 a couple times, but it was never threatened. We never, there was never a sense of urgency at any time. And, the big thing for us is we made a lot of mistakes. We had 13 turnovers, a bunch of them in the first half, trying to do too much. And when you have a lot of weapons like we do, you got to settle in and figure out which ones are working that game, and it usually takes a while. So I really liked our second half. I really liked the way we came out. Hooper made a couple big shots early in the second half to get us going, and then once we got, we during the timeout we really talked to Jalen about, in the first half Jalen's getting the ball in transition, and he's shooting that jump hook, and we said, yeah, you get the ball in post, shoot the jump hook, but we want you to go dunk the ball in transition. Go get to the free throw line. And in the second half, he did what we asked him to do, and that's always gratifying as a coach. And then when he dunked the one, it was like, I don't know if you ever saw the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but, the chief, he laid it in and realized, I can make it. And then he runs down the court, and and then all of a sudden, at the end of it, he's the dominant player. And I think Jalen now is learning, God, I can go dunk on people. And if he can learn that and get to the free throw line 10 times, what a weapon that gives us. So it was a really good game for us.
You're way back in the day, you were, the program that was scrapping and messing with people and trying to be competitive. Now you're expected to win. And I just want to know, how is this different for you, and how do you like this role that you're in now?
Well, the 30 minutes before the game, I didn't like it at all because I felt like I was going to throw up the whole time because I knew what you're talking about, the importance of this game. And, you know, we've set a tone with our fan base. You know, I mean, we had a big crowd again today. We don't have students here, and we had a big crowd. You know, the expectations nationally now of what we've done in this preseason and what people think. So, yeah, every one of these games applies more pressure from a coaching position. But that's why I'm in the position, and it's my job to handle that and make sure that our kids stay even-keeled and take them one at a time. So, yeah, you're right. There is a ton more. But I'd much rather be in this position than 2 years ago when we first came into this league and we were just trying to find out what we were, you know. We've been here before, not nationally, but from a league standpoint. We had 2 17-1 teams. And so we know what that kind of pressure is about, and hopefully, you know, we can navigate through this type of pressure because we've been there.
Can you build on what I was talking about Sharon? Because it seems like you.
Sharon's the glue. Kay's the man. Everybody else is a starring role. You know, if you looked at the team, it was like the Oscars, man. You got Humphrey Bogart, and then you've got all these other actors, you know, that could get support. No, best supporting actor for every game. There's somebody that, you know, we've got so many good players could step forward. But the one guy that, you know, you can't go and have the movie without is the guy that directs it, and that's Sharon. I mean, he's just the glue to the team. If you were in the locker room, he's the guy that's funny. He's the guy that always has the last thing to say. He's a tremendous kid. He's a tremendous leader, great student. I mean, he's just a super kid, and he does all the dirty work. And I yell at him, and he just looks at me, you know, and he just takes it and moves on. And, you know, we needed him to get back on the boards, and he did that today. And that was what he and I had talked about privately, that, you know, I haven't seen you on the glass the last couple games. Now it's Michigan and Virginia and teams like that. But he was back there today, and he's a key to our team. He really is a key. He's going to play 30 minutes a game. He's going to guard the best guy up. He's going to, you know, he's just going to do all the little things.